Shiva zodan zoge lama zo bhagwe lobe zola jido. Tsera gundo zije danyele dhabge zomme chage yonzonde. Janjo nimbe lange karma boy meje de meje zodo. Danzo doye lo na je loya. Ome jege inge bodane de zonzan je genge ngoy. Razem chiguro ngenzo dende bo tawe la me shabla ge jande. Luje genge jadane shingdang zere namje na. Namga le jan chege da jinme cheba jon joro yin. Da tangmala chito dele shuyadang. Da tere pegen tangmala tashi dele shuyadang. Chabji do semjen tamjege do no zobe sangye go pang togo yu. Di chedu chu nyingi sambe. Samba cha chewa chancho semgi kunlong ngondo dangne senra jishu.
Tashi Dele and good evening everyone. Please listen the Dharma with the voiced motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that I would like to become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings.
Tene da dere ngazo sta sheje chege rinpa di do zanglun nangne pe nasok tenpa ki liu di nangne da gangzo pe ni gongdo songne da dere pe sumba si la le wale ten ten. Da shenyang chomden de ngen debi du na zambu lingdiri jelbo chenpo jingling garli she giwar churba na jelchen namla wangide da zamboling de jelbo chimba jingling gining shebaji chungware tene de la tene kanto jelchen tene pe mangbo da wangdu tuba ge tene da penjere kolu jiru jebo tabaji Zhongkere jeti shidong dang den la, da zhongkere dena da tingzang dena gangse wari, sidi dena, di zhabu da jeti shidong dang den ba. Zun mo dang po zhang ge le ni dong chak nishu nga de, dong chak nishu da tini. Jel tsab dang jel bu ni nga ja de, 다 젤삽당 젤보 다 젤텐디 에제네 ngapja thamba andare lomba chembone tongchao chu lomba tongchao chu jelbo de ningje dang denbe bang tamje la buji bodang tawaro gongso dene jelbo de top chembo yimbala masebe dene pe ningje dang denba yinzang 방 미세 탐제라든 공랑기 공리기 세드부 부드부드네 공시 나네 공소 진정지교요리 저 공존 대세 제일 디디네 네 맞네
So, as you know, we are discussing on the Sutra of Wise and Foolish. And in the first chapter, which is the chapter of presenting various metaphors or examples, and out of that, we have done already 2 stories, which are the past lives of Buddha, and today we are doing on the 3rd. And Sutra says, furthermore, Bhagavan, in the past time, in ancient time, in in this Jambudvipa, there was a king called Chilinkara, and he had many little kingdom, and he had 84,000 cities, and he has many queens and a retinue attendant of the palace, which all together makes 20,000. And also he has many prince and also regent who can replace, and he has many great minister which are about 10,000. And the king was very compassionate, so the king considered all his subjects as his only son.
Te jelbo chimbo de dambi chöla möshin gawe lumbo chikla gwene ta di tene abgi jebo diyang tene chöla deba dang mögi chimbo donang chimbo chikinji yobare de yendang tene lumbo chikla gwene kanang ne 디게 제 까르딱소 다 가래 나와르세나 강 수양 롱월라 도대암 담비 최여바 다올라 템바르 주르나 지당 지되바 예신도 진노 셰고제 되네 롬바들라 까낭네 다 도대라소베기 담비기 최여나 되네 나라 디 담배기 최 땡긴 계획신인지 여봐이나 되네 계획신인 데라 가를 되바 여봐 툭도 여봐 되네 표기 되네 롬바들라 까나네 롬바디기 되네 배 잡라 첨보 되네 제바리 다 잡라 첨보 제도 거를 딜덕 시고 되네 잠세 레우두 지 세기와 포장기 고로 홍내 되게 재면서 되네 니마지라 잠세 레도스긴 되네 포장기 제비기 포장기 고라 홍내 되네 잠세디 가래라 바르잖아 다올라 담비 최 예대 다 말라 되네 담비기 최예 강 퇴벌되발라 템버죠 수년 년대 연하양 되는 게 최대 세기 세네들 제비 보던 걸로 계좌만된 시엠레바 젤베 테네 랍도 가고 랑데 치르도 수네 강발라고 차들데 책년바르메네 포장기 나도 티데 땐 샴발라 샤우데 텔모 저네 되게 잼레서 되네 젤베디 잠세디 저디 퇴바도 잠기 빼 되네 투고 랍도 가네 거고랑네 되네 제보디 치료를 패네 되네 잠세디 수어제 강발라 차세 되네 포장나라 수어제 책년바르 네네 포장이 나도 티데 땐 샴발라 샤우데 땐 통보 샤우데 텔모 저네 되게 재면서 뜸바 첨보 다올라 담비치 담비치 땐도 썰 되네 제불 되네 다 뜸바 첨보 되네 담비기 최 나오르치 최기 콜로 꼬르치 되네 다 최기 콜로 꼬르 쏠란다 말
And the king was very compassionate that he regard or consider all subjects just as his only son. And at that time, king was very much longing and desiring for Dharma. He was looking for Dharma with a great desire and great longing. So he made an announcement through a minister. In announcement, what he has said is, he said, whoever have or whoever possesses the sacred Dharma, such as Sutra, and who can teach me, I will give or offer him or her whatever he or she wants, just according to his or her wishes. Then, when this kind of announcement was made by the king through a minister, one day a Brahmin called Leu Mu Chu came to the palace gate. And then he said that this Brahmin who came to the gate of palace or palace gate, and he said, I have the Dharma. Whoever want to hear it, I will teach. Then, after the king heard Brahmin saying it, king became very happy and pleased and overjoyed with rejoice. And then the king went out of his palace to greet the Brahma who came there, and the king prostrated to the Brahma or bowed down with his head to the feet of the Brahma. And then with a sweet melody or sweet word, the king invited the Brahma inside the palace. And then the king put on the seat which has been already arranged there for the Brahma. And then the king requested to the Brahmin. King said, the great teacher, please show me the Dharma, which means please teach me the Dharma. A Tibetan word, it says tendu sol, which means show me the Dharma, but it means please teach me the Dharma. The sacred Dharma, Dhampichu. So Dharma is of course Sanskrit word, everyone knows. The Dhampa is in Sanskrit actually is a Sat Dharma, not just Dharma but Sat Dharma. But somehow this Dhampa has been translated in English sacred, S-A-C-R-E-D. Just to make sure that you know, because my pronunciation is not really good. So not secret, sacred Dharma or holy Dharma. Maybe I will say holy Dharma, then you won't get misunderstanding. But I would like to use the sacred. So the king said to the Brahman, great teacher, please teach me the sacred Dharma.
Tene damse mreba, damse le kare tumbe kare zongberezena. Dagi lu kundu dungel nasong nyongne yunin washik lende de lobeze. Nge chede dene dungel pakdo meba nyong, kale pakdo meba jab. Tene deyang tengba chikda ni dabo du tongtong dabo mayinba. Du yun ringbu chikla tene kale jab, du yun wo chikla dungel kedo sene dangdo langne. Tene tanda chedi ngel tobare se tega le lobo tobegi che mare se jelbo chembo tebar de na 대zam기 chokba 마인노 se 대인상 jelbo chembo ch랑 che 되게 유나 나다 ngala cheba nyenguru 대zam기 chokba digiyo mare 대zam기 ch랑라 che ch랑기 cheba 대zam기 chedi toge mare seda jamsede sum jelbe therma jarde yangja jelbe cha therma jarne chidebam lesikdang tenba khela mi phangbar thamje ullo da chirang thukila deba kare yobade sungro nang tene nge phangba meba tene chirang la phuge yin tene jebe shibaran 잠샘내봐 갈래 쾌기 류라 작세를 똥기 땀나 켜라 최진노 이나 되네 저랑게 류라 작세를 작게 세르고 똥라지 답투기 이나 되네 저랑라 최 토기레 되는로 버는 셈내봐당 젤베 대신도 기호 젤베 딩이 대가랑 저랑게 가래 숭바대랑 되네 셰비쇼게 까다르도 제기 세네쇼는 다데 샥드낭 여보 디덕 두보 이나야 두세 때되지 나라 때로지 샥균기 참내되는 게 저런 게 가래송바 까다르도 두기 세네되는 제베 담셀라디 슈바름 제임에서 대체나 제일버침보대 번야식 랑버치 인직러 장작 제지 시동에도 좋아식러 쩐데 전부링 끈도 되게 제고 되네 샥든기로도 되네 제부 두스테로 치세네 담설어 쉬어야 가르르스나 되네 찹다 첨부 제고고요 되네 제부 첨부 번야와 되네 직로 랑버치 되게 되는 이마직로 장작 제지 시동 조투기요 버는 딜라 쮸네 되네 전부링 끈도 되네 되게 제고 제일 버침뭐 진링 거리 다대 샥드나 르라 짝세 똥 뎁소 시고와 시 고와 lum보당 시 고소들 되네 다네 샥드게 참네 저버젤링을 되게 되네 최기 체도 되네 담배 최기 체도 되네 르라 짝세 똥 담네 되네 최두기 요래 되네다 잡라침보디 되네 제와 저 땅보다 되네 딜적지
So when this Brahmin was requested by king saying, "Great teacher, please teach me the sacred Dharma." And at that time, the Brahmin answered to the king, says, "The Dharma which I have is not easy to receive, because I just learned it now after going through for a long time with many different kinds of suffering, various suffering, after experiencing various suffering for a long time, and I now come to understand this Dharma. Therefore, if you really want this Dharma, then what you are doing right now to receive Dharma to me is not sufficient. You need to do something more." So Brahmin was not ready to teach the Dharma to king, just by his respect or inviting in the palace and putting on the high throne. And then the king says, with his Anjali Mudra, or with putting his palm together, which is a gesture of the respect. Just in case if you are new, otherwise all Buddhists know this is a respectful gesture. But just in case if you knew, it is putting your palm together is a very respectful way of asking someone. So the king did in this way. It's called Anjali Mudra in Sanskrit. And then he says, "Okay, just tell me whatever you want. Then whatever you want, I will offer you without any exception." Which means whatever you say, I'm ready to offer you, just to receive the teaching from you. Then at that time, the Brahmin said to the king, "If you can pierce your body with 1,000 iron nails, then I can give you the Dharma," which is not easy. Piercing your body with 1,000 iron nails. I think in Tibet, in English, if I just nail, that's enough. It's always iron, right? But in Tibetan, it's chak ser. That's why I put the iron, because in Tibetan, it's mentioned very clearly, chak. So iron nails. So if you can pierce or make holes on your body with 1,000 iron nails, then I can teach you the Dharma. Then when the Brahmin said that, king was very ready. He says, "Okay, I'll just do exactly what you said. No problem. I can pierce my body with 1,000 iron nails. And then, but I need some time. I need some time, about a week. So give me a time of week, then I will do exactly what he said." Then after that, the king sent a messenger on an elephant, which can travel travel 80,000. So this, I don't know in English, we call yangda. Okay, now I have to explain here, otherwise you don't understand. It says, the king sent a messenger on an elephant that can travel 84,000 yangda in one day. So yangda is a measurement of ancient Indian time. This is called fathom, right? Fathom, right? Fathom, F-A-T-H-O-M, I think. So 500 fathom is one yangda. So then you can think 80,000 yangda will be how long? You can just maybe imagine. So anyway, it says the king sent a messenger on an elephant that can travel 80,000 yangda on one day. And then he made announcement everywhere on the Jambudvipa. Says that the king Chilinkara, from now within 7 days, he is going to pierce his body with 1,000 iron nails.
제 lembe dilak jebate 고와당 되네 롬보마로 번야와데 dilak jebate 고와당 되네 롬보당 조와 몽부 미세르 몽부 퇴네 탐지 제베 중돌 학대 되네 제베기 군들로 소짤네 되게 제솔도 다적 촉신어 표비 조와 탐지 제베 연된당 까팅기 소소네 대신 기벌로 롱죄데 제일버 첨보 다자게레도 꿀러 작세르 동 미답도 술시 솔와당 되네 촉 신네 되네 미세르당 되네 롬보당 망보지 제벌군들라 잡네 되네 맞아 샘전 탐제 되네 제보 혈안기 거든 코나라 때네 혈안기 소남당 된 구수당 왕당라 때네 맞아 비 대보던 기보 용해지 되네 주디 조디 혈안래 되네 맞아라 공부 시네 되네 꿀루라 작세 미다로지 되네 슈어비오레 제일보 첨보 대체는 준모당 포장기 레당 제삽당 제일부당 롬바 탐지기 장 소란 답대 되네 촉촉내 용바 마세베 포장당을 여바 준모당 포장기 레당 제삽 되네 제일부 다 제일부기 세 되네 롬바 탐지기 장 되네 작세 메다로지네 되네 슈어불와리 제일부 첨보 다적 특세월 공대 미치길에도 꾸세 두 제징 방 탐제 방법 미릭소 되네 담세되는 지기 체도라 되네 가서 제가 망백이 미 되네 강도 점몰링이 미 탐제 뢰당 나 강도 미지기 체도 되네 꿀 점몰링기 탐지기 강도 시대기 다 속신다보디 되네 뢰당 나 되네 미리바리 디 제바 어바 말이 세트부지레도 방마미네 대라 젤베 되게 제면에서 다 대솔라 되네 젤베리 렌 가리자바레나 다운이 윤 링보네 코로나 류정 메바 추센데 바르가니 대착당 시당당 티무기 류디 세비 리버 카르보 뿡바니 리럽 외장 토세 되네 나 윤림보네 코로나 류정 메바 치랑요리 미류 정메바 치 레뇨리 이나양 디서 정말 최기 된도당 되네 펜바강야 중요 말이 류 밀류랑 바탐지 추수수 조성 쓰는데 버게 까브레네 되차기 시도 까브레네 시당기 지도 까브레네 티무기 제도라 류디 되네 세밤 류디 시번 Tene Ruba Karbo Pumbani, Di Deja Shedan Timu Tizula Tene Lui Shikbigi, Ruba Kambadi, Sao Shabayina, Pung Shabayina, Rijiba Rabejang, Toaji Chayori. Gojebi Takzakbani, Chulung Awejang Che. Kabri Deja Shedan Timula Tene, Gojebegi, Gojebegi Tak Jibu Sao Shabayina Yang, Tene Chulung Dile, Tene Chewa Mawaji Chayori. Nubi Chimani Jamso Shiwejang Lakde, Tene Deja Shedan Timula Tene, Dungel Kangel Nyong, Dela Tene Nubigi Chimadi Sa Shabayina, Tene Tanda Rijibu Rabi Chok Shina Yubi Jamso Lejang Lakwaji Chayori. Dedara Namba Nasoki Kone Lusok Chu Senjang Len Gayang Chegi Chirma Inde Tendegi Dungel Mambu Dang Meba Tende Nyangma Yinayang Chegi Dendo Nge Lu Chiya Tang Mendo Tanda Bardola Ten Chitang Yomare Teng Dagi Servo Tabla Sangye Su Dubo Dari Dinge Tene Lu Dungel Nyong Kangel Jabayina Di Chegi Chirdure Di Indu Di Lu Dagi Tene Kangel da Dungel Digi Tene Sangye Duki Tene Sumbare Sumbaran Sangye Gi Kobang Tobar Jigi Sumbaran.
So when this kind of announcement was made by the king through a messenger that was sent on an elephant, which can travel 84,000 gyangda in one day, and then many ministers and many people who heard the message came to the king, and they requested king not to perform this kind of activities. They said, "We who are located in the four directions are all happy because of your quality, because of your kindness, the king. If you pierce your body with 1,000 iron nails, then you will die for sure. Therefore, please don't do this act." And then at that time, the queens and all the attendant and the servant of the palace and the prince and minister all also requested the king not to perform this kind of activities. And they also said, "Please consider us with your great compassionate mind or compassion, and then please give up this kind of activity, just which you are you are performing just to fulfill one person, the wishes of the Brahmin." Then when king was requested in this way by all his queens, minister, subject, and princess, and so forth, and the king replied to them in this way. The king said, "Since from a long time I have been wasting many countless lives. Sometimes I wasted my life with attachment. Sometimes I wasted my life with ignorance. Sometimes I wasted my life with anger. And if I put all those white bones that came from my body that I have wasted in the past for a long time, it would be even higher than the Mount Meru. And if I put all the blood together that has been wasted, it will be even greater than the 5 rivers. And also I had been in many suffering. If I put all the tears that I have shed in the past, it will be even greater than the 4 oceans that are located to the 4 directions of the Mount Meru. But even I have wasted so much life and bodies, they are not at all for Dharma. They are just wasted, not for Dharma. Now, what I'm doing right now, piercing my body with 1,000 iron nails, is in order to accomplish Buddhahood. Therefore, in future, when I become Buddha, by doing this act, and I will cut all your sicknesses of kleshas with the sword of my wisdom. Therefore, don't be obstructor or don't be disturber. Don't disturb me or don't be obstacle for my bodhicitta mind.
Oh yeah. Chi ngombar Sangye da daringi daringi ludi la servo tap kale jamne tene chedi dumne chi maomba na ngomba tsuba Sangye bana sherabge redi ke랑 속이 꾼내 녀모비 네 탐제 되는 게 다음에도 비셔라기 쩌바르 제기래 대인들 내는 지친나 장초기 버도 쩌바르지 대인들 저랑도 나 상식이 최기체도 되네 강일 제벌류도 받들라 바르지 제미리바이 된성만다 제 짐레바당 데네 코르망보 남장 장밀메어 줄도 데네 코르 주화적인데도 강양 슈 마셔봐도 보자 카라 가족니데만 데네 젤베 잠셀람레바 뜸바침보 다디 걸레데네 샤보드인디다 창자인데도 데네 잠세들라 뜸바침보 툭 세월 공대 나르 최때네 디오도 작설기 톱지 다진 내는 능해라 나라 내는 최나로지 내는 뇌류라 작설의 동대 답로지 내는 뇌라 최만왕나 작설 답는 아시나 최라게 말이 되니다 점sel을 주어be 버림 최토바를 미주 갈데 세뒤지는 최토바를 미주로 셈레바당 잠세 식수제 때문에 봐 뒤제 탐제 미닥데 깨와 탐제 동일제 최근 동배 다보메 다기와 양요마이 되네 최쇼로가 직송받는다.
So the king said, since what I am doing right now, piercing my body with 1,000 iron nail, is in order to accomplish Buddhahood. When I become Buddha in the future, I will cut off your sickness of kleshas with the sword of my wisdom, which is the wisdom of realizing the selflessness. Therefore, why you want to be an obstacle for my bodhicitta? So when king said this, then everybody becomes silent. They have no answer. All the retinue or king, queens, whatever are there who are requesting king not to do that, all they become silent and they didn't say any, they have no answer. And then the king said to the Brahmin again, great teacher, with your great compassion, please teach me the Dharma first. Then you can pierce my body with 1,000 iron nails. The reason why I'm requesting this way is if I die by piercing my body with 1,000 iron nails, then I won't get Dharma. If you teach me Dharma after piercing my body with 1,000 nails. Therefore, please teach me Dharma first. Then after you taught the Dharma, then you can pierce my body with 1,000 iron nails. When it says, then the Brahma taught the king with this one stanza, which is 4 lines. It says, all composite. Some people also translate component, but I usually translate composite. Things are impermanent. And all that is born is subject to suffering. A Tibetan word is kewa thamje dungalje. If directly translated from the Tibetan word, it will become all the birth are together with suffering. But what it means is all that is born is to the subject of suffering. Again, this is a very strange. If I translate directly from Tibetan, it says, since all dharma or all phenomena are emptiness, there is no owner who owns them. Which actually means, since all dharma are emptiness, there is no self. And the last line says, since there is no self, so when we say self, is what we usually mean. There is, since all phenomena are emptiness, there is no me, that we call our I or ego. So, of course, if there is no me, then there is no something that we can call mind. Usually when I say, this is mine, this iPad is mine, because I believe there is me. So, if there is no me, then there could not be mine also. So that's what it's saying, the last word. So these 4 lines was what the Brahmin taught to the king.
Oh yeah, then daring tarja ma togein di shologa di kazang nemanashin dunjao jemala dene deshi jab dene sigre la deshi jab dene azo gom jab dene dunjao jemala dene so.
So today I am just going to continue, but next Saturday, again like the previous Saturday, I will come back to this stanza, which was taught by the Brahmin to the king. I will explain more extensively, one by one, and just not explanation. Also, we will practice on that. We will do meditation on each of these lines.
Tikso cheba di mrene lula chakser tongi tabo di tsena jelchen dang lumbo dang kor mongbo namgi de tabur jurba tongne richimbo kelwa tar lu sala tabdi muni chiyang meten bar sala deo de tsena namsa namba drukdo yene debi kamdang 수기 감길 하남 원설도 줄데 탐제 남칼레 밤네 장조스미 정도 학대 다 대전하더니 남선당 사유네 되네 야 사유 될라되네 하대족이 하고 벌라되네 수감당 또 감길 하대족이 되네 몸살치네 되네 제백이 된다 마 레바는 바본 법내 장조선의 정도 학대에 대다를 최기치를 동일첨보 류기 용어를 통내 탐지문에 침모 철신도 법내 사제기 매독이 쳐봐 제소 되는 하탐제다 최기치도라 되는 되네 깔래 잡투버스네 몸살을 친 뭐제네 되네 운이 되네 침미 차르바바당 되네 대견냠도 되는 사제기 매독이 차를 밤에는 취재볼라 쳐봐피와 인생은 대세나 자진 하이 왕배 절보 강나와 대로온에 되게 재매서 양 디감라 되네 하이 왕배 자진 양 용내 되네 절보라 되네 되네 쉬바인데 절보 첨보 신도 존재 잠대 동년라 지민년바디 최기치람 웬데 저진남 콜로 주르 절보 되담 다 처럼 된데 깔려 잡야지 된저 동일 깔려 잡기 요래담 언데 양나 사이원부 제진 토비야기 제도 저랑 깔려 잡기 요 양나 콜로 주르 절보 토비야기 제도 저랑 깔려 잡기 요새는 네 언데 뒤기 절밤 양나 뒤기 절보 가로왕지 따보 텐데 토비야기 제도 깔려 잡기 요담 양나 왕죽 첨보 왕 템버지 토비야기 제도라 되는 깔려 잡기 요새는 다 해용 제진기 두어지워 절뱀레바 다기 제바되네 감성기 대화 용어로 되바 마인기 되네 제벌 가래 라이온벌 제진라 가래 렌자바르드나 나 감성기 되네 대화 토백이 제도 감성기 제벌라도 대화 토백이 제도 되네 nga 깔래 잡아메 동엘디 더블 깔래 잡아메 마인기 소남 진예 여바디 네 칼레잡에 소남기 촉삭베 데브 진예 여바디 상제 데비지로 나 가래도 그랬나 되네 상제기 고방도 봐도데 제진게 매바 다기
다다나 샤는 데서로 두소 가는 로자서 참야고 시대서 네 가만 라서 당에 길고로야 가만 앞지 대사서다 라서. So, after this sholok or stanza, the 4 line was taught to the king by Brahmin, then actually the king's body was pierced with 1,000 iron nails. At that time, when it happened, or when it was done, then at that time, all the minister, subject, and everyone who witnessed that just collapsed on the ground and fainted or passed out, just like a big mountain collapse on the ground. And then they just collapsed their body on the ground, and they cry and cry, and eventually they fainted. They passed out. They don't remember anything. And that at that time, again, at that very moment, it says the earth and the sky shook in 6 ways. So earlier, Khenpo says when we say sky shook, usually sky is like empty space, so there is no way it shook. But what it means is the palace of the God's realm of Rubadadu and Arubadadu, or form realm and formless realms are in the space. So when it says sky shook, means their palace shook. Then earth can be shaken, we know that. So anyway, it says the sky and the earth, literally translating, shook in 6 ways. And then the god of, or devas of the desire realm and form realm, or the Kamadadu and Rubadadu, became amazed what they hear and what they knew how the king. They become amazed with wonders, and then all they descended to the earth from sky, and then they went to the great Bodhisattva, which is the king. And then after seeing that king was actually going through a great physical suffering, or experiencing great physical suffering, of course, because he had his body has been pierced with 1,000 iron nails. Then all these deva who came from the form realms and the desire realm, they wept or cried, and then their tears of weeping or crying just fall down like a rain falls, and then they make offering to the king with a celestial flower, or the flower of Deva realm. At that time, again, the king of the god realm, which is called Indra, also came. And then he came to the king, the human king, whose body has been just pierced with 1,000 nails, came to this king, and then he told the Indra, king of the Deva, told to this Bodhisattva king, he says, after going through so much effort and suffering, you are still not afraid, you have no problem. So what you are doing is, are you really doing for the sake of Dharma, or are you doing it in order to achieve the statement of Indra, or state of Chakravardin, and or the king of Mara, just like Garab Wangshu, or Mara king, or the state of Brahma, or the state of Ishvara. And then the king replied to the Indra, to the king of the Devarim. He says, whatever I have done is not in order to receive or experience the pleasure of these three realms. So when you say three realms, again, desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. Usually in Tibetan we have different words. Like for the sixth realm we say Dowa Rigtu, and then for this one we say Kamsum. But in English translate same. It says sixth realm or 12 realms. If I use the Sanskrit word and it becomes Dhatu, three Dhatu, which means, like again I says Kama Dhatu, Rupa Dhatu, and Arupa Dhatu. These are the three. So this is different from the six realms. Okay. So the king said, whatever I am doing this is not to receive the pleasure of Thurium, but whatever merit I have accumulated by doing this is in order to accomplish the Buddhahood. So we will stop here tonight because it's already 8:55 and we'll do the practice. And then we'll continue, as Khenpo said, we'll go back to the stanza that was taught by Brahmin to king, and Khenpo will explain one by one, more extensive way next week, and we will also do the meditation and practice. Okay, please, if you have this book, open it. Ahoy ma nam kha da nyam be sem je tham je lama sangye rimbo cha la gyab sai che o sangye che dang ge de nam lai gyab sai che lama ye dang khan ro so lai gyab sai che o rang sem dong che ge go lai gyab sai che o ma ye nam kha da nyam be sem je tham je lama sangye rimbo cha la gyab sai che o sangye che dang ge de nam lai gyab sai che lama ye dang khan ro so lai gyab sai che o rang sem dong che ge go lai gyab sai che o ma ye nam kha da nyam be sem je tham je lama sangye rimbo cha lai gyab sai che Sangye Chudang Gende Nam Lai Gyab San Che Lama Ye Dam Kanda So Lai Gyab San Che Ho Han Sam Dong Che Ge Go Lai Gyab San Che Ho Man Be Mo 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 Om Han Be Mo Man 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 Man be mo 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 man o man be mo 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 man be o man be mo 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 o man be mo 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 o man be mo 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 man o man be mo 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 Our regular dedication prayer and the auspicious verses, the Tashi prayer. Oh, sonam deye tamje sebai nye topne nye be ranaya pamje kega na je balaya chobai sebe zolen roba roba joy jambara pao shidai kemba da kondo samboy deya dejen Tedai Kunge Jesoyan Dalo Gewa Teda Tamje Rabdo Moy Sangye Kozai Nyebe Chenlam Chenye Mingyuran Debe Chenlam Kende Mejen Debe Chenlam Cheda Mala Daishin Rubarai Jo Duishi Legya Yaven Chenlem Karamaya Baden Dembe Nyemboy Shodrai Kunjai Yabje Gemench Taba Rambe Pebe Daishi Jo.
Good night.
Make it